Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we just had a community stream that got done. So we kind of talked about what we're getting from now basically until mid-April. So once again, they're kind of doing like this middle of the month thing. But Joshua said the next time I think will be the last time. The next one's going to be on April 17th. After that, they're going to go back to the normal like end of the month schedule where then they'll cover the whole month at once, right? So I think there was just some scheduling things there, right? So for the most part, the things we got were pretty much expected, but they did start off with some nice quality of life things. Some of these things we knew were coming, we just weren't sure exactly when they would come, but these are some really good things to see right now. And, you know, people were asking me recently about like, hey, I thought BTs were going to get cheaper, things like that, and I said, yeah, it's going to come out soon, and sure enough, here it is. It's going to be in this update. So let's talk about everything that we're getting here. So the first thing in the upper left here, you can see that we are getting skip tickets. Skip tickets, if you're unfamiliar, they're a very common gacha practice where you get tickets that let you skip stages that basically you're grinding for materials in order to help save you time, right? So finally DFFOO is getting these after, what, 5 years? You know, finally getting these. But it's good. At least we're getting them, right? So skip tickets are going to be used on, they have to be quests you've already beaten, and not every quest will be eligible for skip tickets. Like, you're not going to be able to just, like, skip Shinryu's after you beat them, right? They're mainly for, like, Crystal Quest or Carbuncle's treasures, or I believe you can use it for like summon board farming. That's going to be really nice, right? Basically, if you think of like quests that you would want to grind over and over and over for stuff, that's the type of things you're going to be able to use these skip tickets on. Skip tickets will be given out as like normal mission rewards and things like that, right? And I do think one of the community stream bonuses is to give us some skip tickets as well. Right next to the ticket there, you kind of see that rectangle box with like the black arrows, and the white arrows are facing to the right. I think if you see that symbol on a stage, it's telling you that it is skippable if you'd like to do that, right? Then there's going to be event-specific multi-draw tickets. So what this is they're now going to be implementing in rewards that you're going to get these kind of purple tickets, and they're going to have specific numbers on them. Basically, they're tickets that can only be used on certain banners, but these are multi-draw tickets, and they do give you G tokens. So I actually kind of like that, right? I do believe, I don't think this necessarily replaces the blue draw tickets. I think we'll still get those as well. It might replace some of them, though. So it's kind of like a good and a bad thing, right? Like, the bad thing is you can't use these tickets on everything. You can't hoard them up. But the good part about it is you do get G tokens with it, which can help you buy rewards, which the G token rewards are a lot cheaper to buy now. So I think overall it is a good thing. And I think there's going to have to be a little bit, there might be a little bit more strategy to drawing now, because you might not want to just go in and summon for everything you need right away. You might want to wait till you earn the rewards, get these draw tickets, use them up first, and then use your own resources. But that's going to be up to you, right? And it says typically you're going to get about 3 of these per event, and I think you can get more of these if you have a premium Mog Pass, but I don't think, like, the multi-draw tickets alone isn't worth getting, like, a Mog Pass for. If you're getting a Mog Pass, you're getting it because you want, like, the orange artifacts, you want to get the boosted character points. I think for a new player, the boosted character points is probably one of the biggest reasons to get it, right? So there's that. Then they are doing Final Fantasy Anniversary status badges. I'm actually pretty excited for this because the first badge coming out is Final Fantasy VI. So I think that will end up being my permanent badge because, like, Final Fantasy VI is my favorite game. I'm extremely hyped for that. Basically, just anytime a Japanese Final Fantasy release date comes up, or like an anniversary of the release of the game, they're going to give out one of these. So as it happens, April 2nd is Final Fantasy VI's anniversary, so we will get Final Fantasy VI as a badge. So all you have to do is log in. I think they said there's just going to be like a 3-day window, that as long as you log in within that 3-day window, you'll get the badge automatically. So I'm pretty hyped to get my Final Fantasy VI badge. And then they are upping the co-op difficulty, which is good. Like, you know, it's to the point where, like, even the Lufenia ones were stomping them. So what it sounds like now is that co-ops will always have Lufenia. Because the way it was before is co-ops always had Chaos and then sometimes had Lufenia. What it looks like they're moving towards now is all co-ops will have Lufenia for sure. And then some of them will actually even get Shinryu ones, which I think with Force Echo, they almost had to do that. Because, like, if you have a co-op party with like 3 Echo characters, you're going to be able to output so much damage so quickly. And having a Shinryu difficulty is good because it's going to really up the rewards and make the grinding a lot faster. So I'm actually really happy for that, right? All right, next up. the BT schedule is going to be updated. So what's going to happen, and this is what I was kind of alluding to earlier. So what's going to happen is every event now will have a new BT, but they are going to space out the events. Right now, the way the game works, it's like literally every 3 to 4 days we get like a new event, right? What they're going to do now is they're going to space them out, so it's going to be a little bit more standard, like every 5 days a new event. But there will be a new BT character every time. Now, I know one of the bigger complaints is, well, there's not enough materials to upgrade my BTs, things like that. So they are increasing the BT rewards that you get through missions. So hopefully you guys will start to notice your BT ingots, your BT books start to go up a little bit, right? The other thing is on the right there, you'll see a chart with some adjustments to basically the pity rate in the G token shop. So what it is basically is the cost of everything has gone down by like 100. And then for the power stones, so normally the power stones, you got 4 power stones for 100 G tokens. It's still 100 G tokens for the pack, but now you get 20 power stones. Essentially, it's 1 high power stone because you have to trade in 20 to get 1. Basically, think of it as 1 high power stone for 100, which isn't that bad, right? And then the red books are now 100 instead of 200. The high power stones, this is really good value here, by the way. The high power stones, you're getting 4 high power stones for 200. That's really good. That's basically like 200 G tokens for like a FR dupe, which is really good. So I'll definitely take that. EX weapons are now 200. LDs are now 200. FRs only cost 300. The BT books are only 300. And then BT weapons went from 500 down to 400. So basically, like I said, the cost of everything went down by 100. And then, except for the power stones, but it increased from 4 to 20. So it was a pretty big gain there. So the G token stuff is a lot more affordable now, which I really like. And keep in mind, kind of in a way, things are even cheaper because you're going to get G tokens, because there's going to be free first multi-draws during campaign still. So you're going to get 20 G tokens for the free first multi-draw. And then if you get 3 draw tickets per event, that's going to be another 60 G tokens. So you're essentially getting 80 G tokens for free before you're even using your materials, and then everything costs less. So this is a really huge improvement to help you pity stuff a lot more easily. So I really like this update. I think you guys will like it too. Now, another thing they made quest related, and this maybe is something they did on JP. I never knew they did this if they did. I'm sure they did do it on JP, though. It's such a big change, I can't imagine they wouldn't have done it. So basically, the way the game works right now is when you're doing like Lost Chapters, story mode, there's a normal and a hard mode. You get rewards for both. They made an update later on so that if you defeated hard, it would defeat normal for you. Now they're kind of taking it a step further, and they're just like, yeah, let's just not even have a hard and a normal, because there's really no point, right? So now you're going to see this and think, oh, now we're going to get gypped all the rewards. I'm pretty sure it still gives the same rewards. They just lump it all into one mission rather than you auto-completing it twice. So I like this, and this is good because I'm sure there's a lot of players out there that have still been clearing normal and hard separately, not realizing that it was auto-clearing for them, and it will just clear up all that confusion. So I think that is also a good thing. And then for World of Illusions, what they're doing for Spiritus is normally the grindable stage in Spiritus is like you have to like use certain crystal colors and weapon types on that one board, and you have to like build up points. Now they're making it so there's just like a grindable Lufenia quest that you can just grind over and over and over to get Spiritus points, which is good. So it makes it even easier to get Spiritus done, especially if you're like on a newer account and you can't beat all the Spiritus missions yourself, right? Okay, so that's that. Then we have the Spring Festival starting March 23rd. So Chocobo panel missions, 2-time Psycho Quest rewards, triple effect items are on sale, Carbuncle's treasures. It's kind of all the basic stuff, but during this spring campaign, we are getting 9 free multi-draws, which is really good. 1 skip ticket per day on login. More Moogle Pass rewards will be coming in. So you're going to get extra draw tickets. So that's going to be that 10 draw ticket where you get G tokens. Only if you have Premium Moogle Pass. So that's the expensive one. And I've actually recently downgraded. I'm just going to normal Moogle Pass right now. I don't know that I'm going to keep going on the Premium myself. We'll see. And then there's going to be some stickers coming back, the Easter-themed ones. Then we have the next 6 Warrior quests coming up. This is going to be hyped because a lot of people like Vivi. So Vivi is going to be dropping with FR and Echo. And then Tifa is going to be getting her FR and Echo. Oh, by the way, I should say I am going to be doing my poll planning as a part of this video as well. So I'll do that at the end. So we'll talk about who I'm going to pull for and who I'd recommend you guys pull for, right? But yeah, Tifa BT FR, that's going to be very, very hyped there. That Tifa is getting her Echo. 6 Warrior quest. There's a token challenge called Tornado. That is going to have a Lufenia co-op on it. There is the Sunflower Wand, if you want to get that for your wand-based characters. And then the Vivi costume and Tifa costume will be coming back. So nothing too unexpected there. Then we have Sarah and Charlotta dropping. So Sarah and Charlotta will both be getting force boards as well. So Vivi, Tifa, Charlotta, and Sarah, they're all getting force boards here. So these are going to be Echo characters, right? This is going to be Bahamut Spiritus. So we are going to be able to grind up the boards there on that and get all of the rewards. Once again, it's going to be like 40,000 gems, 400 tickets. Really, really good stuff in there. And then they're going to have the extra multi-draw ticket if you have premium Mughal rewards. So that's going to be on there again as well. There's the new weapon gloss for the bows. And then, yeah, nothing too crazy there. Free multi-draws going to be going out through the whole thing, right? All right. This is kind of the fun one. And in this video, there's a few kind of predictions that we get to make here and things that we're going to look at. And this slide is going to cover that. So there is a mystery banner. And they've really liked doing this the last few community streams, putting mystery stuff on there. But you know what? They haven't stumped me once yet. And I do have a prediction on this one. And so far, I am 100% on my predictions. Hopefully, my prediction here will be correct. But I'm going to give you my prediction as to what this banner will be. So there's going to be a mystery April Fool's Day event. They said the only way to know is to log in and see what it is. Now I'm going to just throw a guess out at this basically what I would want. Now this I'm not confident would actually be true. I'm just throwing out something for this April Fool's. But one year what they did for April Fool's was they did do the Mog summon, and they did like a little story with Mog and Terra, and it was really, really cool. I would love for Mog Summon to be able to go up to level 40. Like, that would be really awesome if they kind of revisit the Mog Summon. That's what I would want for the April Fool's event, but it literally could be anything. We won't know till we log in, right? Now there's going to be an event called Whatever Whatever on April 5th, a new sticker. And then the banner here, this is going to be a special campaign banner. So it's going to have one new FR, and overall it is a triple FR double BT banner. Well, I kind of did my investigating and looking at the JP timeline, and I think I have a pretty good grasp as to what this could be. So my prediction is, so there's basically 3 FR characters and 2 of them are BT. The FR character that is not a BT, I think this is where they slide Enna Crow in. Remember, Enna Crow we were talking about last month, where Enna Crow and Minwu were on a campaign, but they tossed in Minwu to that spot for last month. So I think this is where they're going to slide Enna Crow in. So I think Enna Crow will be one of them. I think this is where Jack Garland makes his return. And then the new FR character, I think this is when they drop Squall with the rework. So my prediction for this banner is Squall, Jack Garland, and, what was the other one I was saying? Squall, Jack Garland, and Enna Crow. So that's going to be my prediction for the banner. Now, I do have 2 characters that could also be sliding in here. There was another campaign that had, what was it? It was, let me double check. I think it was Machina and Hope. So there is a chance that Machina and Hope could slide in there, but I would say my gut would be Enna Crow, Squall, and Jack Garland, just because those are the earlier campaign banners, and that's what would kind of slide into there. So that's what I think is going to drop there. You can let me know if you agree with that or disagree. But yeah, look forward, and we'll see if I'm right or not. But Squall, Jack Garland. So Squall's going to be the new FR. Enna Crow will be rerun, and Jack Garland will be a rerun. We'll see if I'm right or not, right? Okay. Then we're going to have intersecting wills for Mog. Mog is going to get FR Echo and a BT. I'm hyped because Mog is Final Fantasy VI. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm going to pull, to be honest. So we'll talk about that when I do my pull plans. Token challenge there. Kane BT will be making a rerun here as well, which is good. A lot of people like Kane. Kane's a good character. And then Rubicante. So Rubicante is the slide they ended on, which this would be April 17th. Rubicante is going to be a very hype character, I think, for a lot of people. Yuna, BT, and FR will be here. Somebody in this stream asked if Yuna is getting FR Echo, and Joshua said no. So this would just be Rubicante. Rubicante will be FR Echo, but Yuna would just be like a returning character. Now, things are subject to the change. Maybe it is. If you're a JP player and you know if Yuna in the slot wasn't Echo, it probably will be. But in terms of what Joshua said during the stream, he said no, this would not be Echo for Yuna. Now, talking about the rest of the month of April that is not on the slides, what should be coming out, we should get Kurasame FRBT and then Sid Reigns making a return. The Machina Hope campaign banner could slide in somewhere. Those characters could still slide in. And then the very first characters that would be in May, but possibly could be like the last week of April, would be Aerith, FR Echo, and then Zack coming back, right? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and do my pull plans and what I would recommend that you guys do, right? So let me just hop back in here. We'll go back to the very beginning. And obviously Neon's dropping tonight, so I'm going to be streaming Neon tonight, so feel free to come by later. onto my channel. If you want to see me stream Neon stuff, I'm going to record her character guide live. I'm going to pull for her and go for her full kit, right? All right, so let's just hop in here. Oh, geez, okay. It does this weird thing where, like, whatever. Yeah, oh, it actually looks fine on the screen, so we're good. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay, so in terms of who I'm going to pull for, I'm not going to pull... I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pull for Vivi, to be honest. If I have really good resources, I might just to have it. Like, right now, it's early enough in Echo, I'll just get FR Echo to have it. So if my resources are good, I suppose I will. For those of you unfamiliar with Vivi, Vivi is a fire and dark damage dealer, and he does very powerful, like, AoE damage, but he does, like, do damage to your party in the process, and I'm just not a fan of, like, the self-damaging stuff, right? Now, obviously, you could bring Penelo other healers and keep your party safe, or just bring tanks. Warrior of Light's going to keep you safe. So if you like Vivi, like, you could make use of him as a damage dealer, but I don't think he's going to be top tier meta or anything like that. Tifa, though, is a very good pickup. I'm obviously not going to pull because I've got Tifa's full kit, and I know a lot of you already do. If you don't have Tifa, Tifa would be a really nice pickup. She is still, to this day, going to be one of the best single target damage dealers in the game. And she's just going to have Echo to back that up now. So she's going to be a really nice addition to your team. If you're lacking a solid damage dealer, Tifa's definitely a very good pickup. You definitely could go and grab. Just keep in mind, if you're going to get Tifa, you do want a full investor. Her BT effect is very important to her doing a lot of damage. So just keep that in mind, right? Sarah and Charlotta, I think I am going to pull for Sarah. Sarah is a character I've always liked. She's a support-based character, has some debuffs. I just really like her. I like her kit. I think she'll be a nice Echo to have, so I am going to pull for Sarah. For the average player, you could skip her if you wanted to, but she is kind of... Oh, well, I guess... So here's the thing. If you got Garnet Echo, like, you probably don't need Sarah, because Garnet's really fulfilling that role. But Sarah is a nice character you definitely could grab. But I would say if you've got Garnet, you definitely don't have to. Charlotta also can be a nice pickup. Very good battery based character. Very good BT effect. Charlotta is also a good character you could get. I'm kind of like feeling similar here. Like with Sarah and Charlotta, like it's one of those deals where like, yeah, they're really good characters if you want to use them. Are they top tier, like meta breaking? Probably not, but they are really good if you like them. So a lot of characters these days do fall into that category of like, if you like them, pull for them, they're going to be fine. But they're not going to be like Jack Garland level, like must pull, or Penelo level must pull, right? But you definitely could get them if you want them. I would say if you're strapped for materials though, like if you're low on resources and you've got Garnet Echo, you probably could skip these characters because Garnet's going to cover basically what the support role that you're going to need, and these are pretty much support characters. On the other hand, I do like having a lot of extra support characters because once again, lockout content, things like that, you're definitely going to want support characters. So that definitely could be worth drawing on. This banner here, I know if I'm right about the banner and it's Jack Garland, Squall, and Anna Crow, if you don't have Garland, this is a really good banner to pull on, and I know a lot of people are going to be hyped for Squall. Squall does make a comeback here and would be really good. He should be coming with a rework in FR Echo if you like Squall. I personally actually might not pull just because I personally am not a fan of Squall in this game. I've never been a fan of his kit. He's a very generic, just AoE damage dealer, but the damage is really good now. I don't know. I like my other damage dealers better than Squall, so me personally, I might not. It's going to be one of those deals like Vivi. Like, if I got the resources, sure, I'll go in and get another force I don't have. Because I do have his BT and everything ready to go, so I'd only need his force. But I don't need Garland. I don't need any Anna Crow stuff. So it's a banner that doesn't have a lot of value for me, because it's literally out of all three characters' kits, there's one singular weapon I need. So it might not be the best one for me to pull on. The nice thing, though, is we're going to be getting these free draw tickets, so maybe I'll get lucky and grab something on the free draw ticket. But I would say for, like, a player who doesn't have Jack Garland, this could be a nice banner to pull on, because I think Squall is a very good damage dealer, and Jack Garland is still very good. Now, I don't think Garland's getting Echo here. I could be wrong, but he's still, like, really, really, really good. The one thing to keep in mind is this banner doesn't really have any support on it, so you're mainly pulling on this banner if you want like a big time DPS character, but make sure you get a support at some point if you don't have one, right? Mog is definitely, I would say, skippable for pretty much everybody. Even me, the biggest Final Fantasy VI fan out there. Mog is like a stance-based character, so he's got like a thunder and a water stance, and I think his water stance is more of like a support battery stance, and then the thunder stance is like a debuff stance. He does have like a confused debuff he can do. He does do follow-up attacks, right? His BT makes it so his follow-ups trigger twice. Like, these are really, really nice things. Mog is just one of those characters who he does a lot of things, but he's not like the best at any of them. And they're just better characters for his roles. Mog would definitely fill the slot 3 role. He wouldn't really be your primary support. He's not going to be your primary DPS. So if you just want him as a cool utility slot 3 type unit, you definitely could get him. Kayn, if you're missing like a good off-turn damage dealer, like Kayn's always a good pickup. Kayn is a character that's always relevant because him dropping spheres is always good. So if you need off-turn and you don't have it, Kayn could be a good pickup for sure. And then we got Rubicante here. Rubicante, I think, is pretty easily the best character this month. So I would say if I were to highly recommend one, like Rubicante would be like my must pull for the month. Rubicante is a fire damage dealer, which is nice. I was talking about this with Neon that, you know, we don't really have a ton of like dominant fire damage, but they're on a roll of fire damage right now, right? Because we've got Neon tonight, and then Vivi's going to be fire damage, and then Rubicante, right? So there's some heavy fire damage coming. Rubicante is basically a counter tank fire damage dealer. And if you guys have watched my channel for any amount of time, you'll know how important counter tanks are to this game. I've talked about characters like Gladio, Oron, right? These tank, even like Galuf and Edge, like these characters are very good. They age well and they're very useful. So you're going to get a lot of value out of Rubicante. If you're a newer player and you're kind of lacking that role, you definitely need to get this guy. He's got FR Echo. His Echo is very, very good. His FR conditions are very, very good because it's one of those FR conditions where you can get ticks off turn and you can get really high percentages on turn. So as aggressive as the boss is, his FR can shoot up to the moon basically if you have really, really aggressive bosses that you're fighting. So Rubicante to me is my #1 pick for the month. I am for sure 100% grabbing him, his full kit, and I do recommend everybody else grab him as well. He is the must pull character of the month in my opinion. Okay. Yuna just making a return, she's okay, but especially if she's not getting Echo, she's definitely very skippable right now. And I would say if you need a support and Yuna doesn't have Echo, Sarah's probably a slightly better pickup just because, I mean, Yuna I think does support better than Sarah does, but Sarah's got Echo, which is a pretty big deal. But Yuna, you know, she does have Dispelling and like really, really good solid healing. But yeah, I don't know. Even like character like Charlotta, and Charlotta is getting Echo, so like that could be a better pick. It's really going to hinge. If Yuna does have Echo, like then I would say, yeah, she probably could be a decent pickup here. And then I don't have slides for it because they didn't show them. But if we're looking at like Kurasame and Sid Reigns, those are fairly skippable to me. Kurasame I still like a lot as a call. I don't really use him much in the party, although he is a lot better now, especially when he's got BT, FR, and Echo. He's got the Ice Pillar follow-ups. He does do really good damage, right? Kurasame, he's just going to fall into like that Vivi role where like, if you like him, he can be really good. You can use him a lot. I'm just thinking of how much I'm going to use him. And you guys that watch my channel know, like, I'm not someone that's like trying to do a bunch of creative runs. Like, I like to put out my best team every time in stomp fights. And I just don't see myself ever having room for Kurasame most times. I'm going to be putting in other characters, right? Now, there could be situations where maybe I'll use them. I don't know that any character, like any FR I don't have this month, I don't think is going to be like 100% skip for me. It's just going to be like, if I have resources and tickets to chuck, I'll chuck some tickets and maybe get one. Kurasame would be the same thing. Maybe chuck some tickets, maybe get one. Sid Reigns is known as obviously the launch-based damage dealer. He's another one. If you're missing, here's the thing with Sid Reigns. If you're missing the LD, I do recommend going for the LD because his call is super valuable. Because his call basically enables you to put any launch on your main FR BT character before they go in the BT phase and it gets the damage. So I can highly recommend grabbing Reigns' call. But if you already have the LD and you're just missing like the BTFR, do you need to go for Reigns to be in your party? Probably not, to be honest. I mean, his turn manipulation's good, his launching's good, a lot of good things, but really for me the big value in Reigns is his call. So if you don't have Reigns' call, definitely grab his LD if you can. That would be like I would say Reigns would probably be like the must pull LD, or the LD this month for the call, right? So if you want to know what call to grab, that's the one I would get as Reigns. Kurasame would be another good call to get too. And then if Machina, Hope show up, Machina's very good damage dealer, really like him. Hope, he can definitely fill that Pinello role. I've had a lot of people ask me, like, if I didn't get Pinello, who can I substitute? Hope is pretty much the most direct substitute. He's literally, like Pinello is basically Hope 2.0. So then Hope is Hope 1.0. Basically, Pinello, but, like, just the earlier, slightly weaker version. Well, not slightly, like, a lot weaker offensively. But in terms of support, like, Hope does a lot of the same things Pinello does. tons of ramping, free skill use. Like he can do the 125% ramps with his FR. So like Hope is the closest thing you can get to Penelo if you don't have her. So I know a lot of people would be hype about that. Here's the thing though. We don't know when and if Hope is coming because he's from a campaign banner. There is a slight chance, like I said, on the April Fool's banner, Hope could be the non-BT slide in there, but I think it's going to be Enna Crow because Enna Crow was due a lot earlier, right? So anyways, guys, you can let me know if you're going to pull or not, what you're going to grab. If we're looking at like the early May, right, Aerith, I think Aerith is another like really hype must pull because she's going to be like the best support Echo character that you probably can get at this point. So I know Rubicante and Aerith, like they're like the two big, the big pulls that you could get this month. Once again, Aerith might technically be May, but she could dabble into the end of April. So just to summarize, you guys, Rubicante and Aerith would be the two big ones. Everything else is kind of just personal preference depending on what your box is. So you can let me know what your poll plans are. I'm going all in for Aerith and Rubicante for sure. And then everybody else is going to be like, if my resources allow it, I might pick up an FR here or there. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you at my stream tonight. We'll catch you all on the next one.